truly outstanding, true freshman, came up to give her presentation and quite frankly knocked our socks off. Right? Sydney is a true freshman from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, if I'm correct. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her so she can spend a few minutes just talking about what leadership means to her. Sydney?
I'd like to begin by asking all of you a simple question. What does it look like for you when you're at the top of your game? You know, we've talked a lot about this. When you're at the top of your performance, your peak, you're doing well and you know it. What does that look like for you and who are you with? When I ask most people these questions, the answers fall under one of two different paradigms. Paradigm number one, I'm at the top of my game when I'm at the top of my hierarchy. I'm the chair of my committee, the president of my organization. I know I'm at the top of my game because people come to me. I give them the information. Or paradigm two, I'm at the top of my game when I'm at the top of my performance. I'm walking up onto the stage, onto a podium. I'm getting an award. I'm being recognized for something that I did exceptionally well. When I think of myself at the top of my game, it couldn't be more different. I'm at the top of my game when I'm on top of my favorite animal in the entire world, a horse. My name is Sydney Wolff, and I'm an equestrian. When I was a little girl, I used to love horses because they were cute, they were fluffy, and it seemed as though every single Disney princess had one. And so if I was going to pursue that 6-year-old dream of becoming a Disney princess, that's something you need to check off the list. But I grew up, I realized that I was probably not going to end up as a Disney princess, given that all the young princes were married. And I realized that these creatures that I still loved had a lot more to offer. I was lucky enough that I attended a 3-summer-long military cavalry school at the Culver Academies, where I later went on to attend boarding school as well. While I was there, I had the leadership experience of my life, working with horses specifically. I had leadership classes every day on top of a horse. The curriculum was based on equine knowledge. By the end of my 3-year summer, I was not only working with over 100 horses in their phenomenal facility, but I was learning how to lead the 30 young women as the commander of the cavalry unit. Now here at Ohio University, I'm a member of the Ohio University equestrian team. We compete in the Intercollegiate Horse Show Association. This is a sport where I walk in to the horse show, I walk into the arena, and I don't know who my teammate is. I don't know who I'm riding until less than 30 seconds before I walk into the arena. You don't have a lot of time to get to know who you're around. You don't have a lot of time to get that experience. You need to know at the drop of a hat and learn how to adapt, how to work with people, learn their strengths and what they can do well, and how you can use that. These are the kinds of experiences that taught me about leadership. Through this, I learned that while leadership is from the top down, power goes from the bottom up. I promise you, if any of those horses wanted me on the ground, I'm on the ground. They're 10 times my size. I can't compete with that. But leadership is not about manipulating this power. Leadership in its essence is the transfer of enthusiasm and goals. We take those goals that we have and the goals that the horse has in that case and bring them into one so we can work together and truly achieve something greater than ourselves. So I could stand up here and talk about horses and leadership for forever, but I have 10 minutes. So I've narrowed it down to about 3 things that I want you guys to leave here with today about leadership from the top of the horse. Number 1, attitude is everything and integral to your success as a leader. Number 2, you get as much as you expect from those around you in terms of their abilities and the diversity that they bring to the table. And 3, if you take care of those who are around you, they will take care of you in return if you just put forth that extra effort. So let's go back to attitude for a second. When I first walked into that cavalry school, there were over 100 horses in the stable. They had everything there was to imagine. Western horses that could do barrel racing. They had polo ponies for our polo team. Jumping horses that could jump meters high. Horses that were so big that you could stand on top of them and do gymnastics. Everything was there. It was my first real horsemanship experience, and was easily the best day of my life, probably. I had a friend who walked in the same day. Same resources available. Even had more horse experience prior to that. And when we were both asked to complete simple cavalry maneuvers, I could do it and she could not. The only difference between the two of us is I was excited. I really wanted to get in there and work with these animals and do something great. She couldn't have cared less. She saw these resources and she wanted nothing to do with them. And the horses picked up on that. And so if a horse can pick up on something like that, what do you think the people around you are thinking right now, whenever you do the same thing to them? If instead you go in and you take that initiative, you bring your A game, your A attitude, you come in excited. When people ask you how you're doing, are you saying, not so good, I'm fine, or are you living the dream? These are the small things that make integral changes. These are what allow you to lead by example. Because when you lead by example and show that you have something worth believing in, other people will start believing in it as well. You get as much as you expect out of the individuals that you're around as well. Like I said, these horses had capabilities of every different nature. They had different strengths, different skill sets, just like people have different strengths, different skill sets that they come with. And we respected that. The horses that wanted to jump, we let jump. The horses that were larger and we wanted kids to do gymnastics on top of, we let them do that. Smaller horses were left for some of the smaller kids and used for some of the developmental programs. And by respecting that, we were able to get a great deal of the potential used. Now here's the million-dollar question for you guys today. The tiny little horse over there in the corner wanted to pull a cart. Came up to you one day and said, I want to pull a cart. Do you let him? Short answer is absolutely. It goes back partially to number one, attitude is everything when you're bringing that forward. But respecting people's needs to grow, needs to develop, that sense of getting better. When you reward that, not only are they bringing their attitude forward that's going to launch them into success, but you're unlocking a whole new set of potentials and abilities that were never there before. You're growing and cultivating these different skill sets so you can truly unleash new potentials that were never there. Finally, if you care for those who are around you, they will care for you in return. There was one horse in particular I worked with for 3 straight summers. I came in every day, I was happy to work with her. I respected her personality, her own preferences, and we worked well together as a team. But one day came along where we were put in a dangerous scenario. There was a deer coming forward. These deer normally spook the horses. The riders get seriously injured, thrown, being put in these scenarios. Several of my fellow riders, their horses were spooking, getting rowdy, getting crazy. But my horse, although she had performed that way in the past, was able to move me out of the way and into safety. Because at that point, it was no longer just about her getting away. It was about us. It was about the team. It was about producing something together. Later on, we went on to win first in the horse show, and I was able to graduate as best equestrian because of the work that we did together. But it wasn't all by myself. It was through the teamwork. It was through the caring. It was through those relationships that I built that I was able to do those things. I couldn't have done it on my own. These are the defining factors. These are what will take you from great to greater, to the greatest. Because the unique thing about business is that it truly is people-centered. People produce results. Numbers do not. The people that you work with are not just figures on a balance sheet, but they are truly living, breathing, achieving, succeeding people with lives and ambitions and potentials and families. And by caring for them, reaching out to them, and showing them that they are these things to you and to the entire organization as a whole, they feel the goal, they feel the mission, and they can bring it forward even more. And they're happy while they do it. So to lead an organization, You need to believe in the cause for yourself. You need to show others that you believe in it as well. You've got to bring your attitude. You've got to bring your potential. You've got to bring your A game. And once you get that far, once you respect the diversity that's around you, you respect the environment that you're in, you respect the resources, the potentials for growth. People see that. And by taking it one step further and going the extra mile and showing people that you care and that they matter to you as individuals, you can truly grow an organization to do something that truly is greater than yourself. So with that, I salute to you and thank you very much.